I'm such a huge fan of the movie Whatever Happened to Baby Jane. And Edwin is so funny in the movie, and you can tell obviously he's there just to take the money from Bette, but like really he thinks she's mental, and she starts breaking out into song. So how much of that character do you get to play, and did you utilize the movie to kind of get inspired for your own role?
You know, I watched Whatever Happened to Baby Jane on a loop for 2 weeks before I started, because I knew that there was going to be scenes that we replicated at the piano. But actually, what the great thing about Feud is that it takes such a long span of time that we only spend 2 or 3 episodes on Whatever Happened to Baby Jane, and then there's this whole unknown world, to me at least, about what was going on with Hush Hush Sweet Charlotte and what was going on at the Oscars and all this stuff in their private lives. So it was this, you know, there's 5 episodes that go beyond Whatever Happened to Baby Jane that is like, oh man, this goes on for 20 years. So yeah, it's really interesting.
Well, Victor Buono, can you tell me what's the most surprising thing that you learned about him from doing research?
You know, when I was researching, I got his poetry CDs, and I watched his talk show appearances, and I watched his roles on Batman and all these roles that he played. In all the research that I did, I never knew that he was arrested for solicitation, and that Bette Davis got him out of jail. And Ryan wrote, and I went to Ryan and was like, wait a minute, is this true, or is this like embellishing for the script? He was like, no, it's all true. So yeah, that was so fascinating to me, because I had no idea. So yeah, I really feel an affinity for Victor, not because I was arrested for solicitation. Stop. But you know, he was a closeted actor at the time, and you know, he had his own plight that he was going through, as well as, you know, Joan Crawford and Bette Davis fighting the system. Victor was fighting the system in his own way as well. So yeah, so interesting.
If you could say one thing to him, what would you say to him?
I love you. Aww. He was so great. He was witty and charming and funny and so good with comedy and so warm, and he died so young, and yeah, I really fell in love with him.